The stars above Earth shimmered like scattered diamonds, but none caught Elias's attention the way one memory always did. A pair of silver, slitted eyes and soft, husky words spoken in a language few humans had ever heard. He stood on the rooftop of his mechanic's workshop, the same place he'd looked to the sky 5 years ago when the transport shuttle took her away. The alien woman named Kerala, a scout from the Iliari Dominion, had come to Earth as part of a diplomatic outreach mission. She'd crash-landed during a storm, injured, alone, and desperate. He'd hidden her, helped her recover, and against both of their better judgment, they'd fallen for each other. But Iliari law was clear, she had to return. Her presence on Earth had been unauthorized, and her people didn't take kindly to disobedience, especially emotional entanglements with humans. She had promised to come back. He didn't believe it then, but he still waited, every night, eyes scanning the stars. 5 years passed. 5 long years. Until the night a crack of thunder split the sky with no storm to blame. Elias's gut twisted with an old hope as he saw a fiery streak descend in the direction of the old ridge, just north of his property. He didn't hesitate. By the time he reached the crash site in his rusted-out ATV, the flames had died down and the brush was scorched. A sleek, unfamiliar vessel, black with iridescent blue markings, sat nestled among the trees. The canopy hissed open, and then she stood there, tall, fierce, regal. Iliari armor clung to her sinewy form, but her face softened the moment she saw him. Those same silver eyes widened, glistening with emotion. Her jaw trembled. "Elias," she said, her voice deeper now, richer. "You waited." He took one step forward, disbelieving. Kerala." She nodded slowly. Her silver crest, an ornamental sign of her lineage, had been trimmed. Her tribal tattoos were faded. But it was her life. Here. The middle. Inside Elias's workshop, she sat where she had 5 years ago. In the corner, near the broken heat lamp he'd never replaced. Some part of him had refused to touch it, as if doing so would erase her. "I was court-martialed," she said quietly, nursing a warm thermos of tea. "They said I violated the code by forming a bond with a primitive species." Elias scoffed. "Charming." She smiled faintly. "I don't care what they called you. I only cared that I never forgot how you made me feel." "Then why didn't you come sooner?" His voice cracked. "I tried. They sent me to the outer reaches. 10-year reassignment, no contact with anyone outside the Dominion. I traded everything to get back. My rank, my ship, my future." He stared. "You gave all that up. You were worth it." Silence filled the room, thick with old feelings and unspoken pain. She set her cup down and looked up. "I don't have long, Elias. I stole that ship. The Iliari patrols will notice it missing soon." His chest clenched. "So this is just a goodbye?" "No," she reached for him, her clawed fingers surprisingly gentle against his calloused hands. "It's a beginning. I want to take you with me. Off-world." Elias's brow furrowed. "Are you serious?" She leaned forward, forehead against his. "I've mapped out a system. Place no Iliari ship scans. We could disappear there. Build something. Be free." He hesitated, heart pounding. He had built a life here. Quiet one. But it was empty. The fire in her eyes wasn't. Still fear clung to him. "And if we're caught, they'll punish me. Not you. But I have allies. Others like me, disillusioned with the old ways. Some remember how you saved me. Word of your compassion spread, Elias." He blinked. "I thought no one knew." She chuckled softly. "You think the Iliari don't gossip?" The two of them stood in silence. Somewhere in the distance, a siren howled. An incoming aircraft. "We have to go," she said urgently. He looked around his workshop. Greasy tools, an old radio, a torn couch. Then at her, tall, radiant, untamed. He nodded. Later in deep space. The journey took 2 weeks. Their stolen ship passed through wormholes, evaded patrols, and slingshot around red dwarfs. Kerala was always 2 steps ahead of her people, and Elias quickly learned how much she had changed. She wasn't just a scout anymore. She was a rebel, and he was the first human in known history to willingly flee into Iliari exile with an alien fugitive. They arrived at a planetoid hidden in the Veil Nebula, a place with breathable atmosphere, rich soil, and strange singing trees. Others were already there. A group of Iliari outcasts greeted them, along with a few other aliens. One looked like a 6-limbed panther with translator implants. Another, a gaseous being contained in a floating orb. They were all fugitives like Kerala. A new world was being built from the ground up. Elias and Kerala shared a small homestead, crafted from salvaged parts and native stone. Days were spent building, teaching, learning. Nights were something else entirely. They were finally free. Together. Until one night the skies turned red. A Dominion warship loomed above the horizon. Ending. The Iliari High Marshal descended in a beam of golden light, flanked by guards in full armor. The rebels formed a defensive line, but they were outgunned, outnumbered. Kerala stepped forward. "I won't let them take you," Elias whispered, holding her hand tightly. But she let go. "No. I will speak." The High Marshal, towering and adorned with ceremonial chains, regarded her coldly. "Kerala, daughter of the House Velsharn, you stand accused of treason, desertion, and consorting with sub-sapient life." "I stand proud," she replied. "And I do not regret my choices." The Marshal's eyes flicked to Elias. "And the human?" Kerala squared her shoulders. "Is mine. And I am his." Gasps echoed. The Marshal raised a hand, but not to strike. Instead he spoke softly. "The Dominion has changed." Everyone stilled. "The elders have voted. After centuries of division we seek reunification, not conquest. Kerala, you were the first to bond with a human. Your actions sparked debate. Others have followed. You may not realize it, but you started a movement." She blinked. "What?" "Return with us. Not in chains, but as ambassador." "And him?" The Marshal turned to Elias. "If he wishes, the Dominion will recognize their union under the new accord." Kerala looked at Elias, breathless. "We could live freely. No more hiding." He grinned. "As long as I'm with you." They returned to the Dominion, not as fugitives but as symbols. Their love became legend. Schools were named after them. Monuments erected. Elias never expected to change a galaxy. He only loved a woman who didn't belong in his world. So he followed her into hers. And together they made a new one.